All right, good morning, everybody. This is Judge Wish. It's December 17th, 2020. We're at the BRC 1. Can I have the parties announce themselves for the record, please?
Good morning, Edith Bush for the Office of the State Attorney.
Jace Thompson on behalf of the Office of the Public Defender.
Okay, anybody in the gallery, if you're going to testify today as a witness, I'm going to have you stand and raise your right hand to be sworn in. Okay, anybody, if you're testifying? Okay. All right. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay. And then when you come into the box here, it's very difficult to hear. We have a microphone there, but I'm going to need you to get as close to the microphone as possible. I see a very tall gentleman out there, so I know it'll be weird, but you're going to need to crouch down and talk directly into the microphone, or else we're going to have to ask you to repeat yourself over and over again, okay? Thank you. Please be seated. All right, tell me your name, please.
Ishmael Alexander Porter.
Okay. You are here in 2020 CT 1055AO. This is an arraignment. It does not look like the public defender was previously appointed in your case. You're charged with driving while licensed suspended with knowledge. Are you on probation?
No, not that I know of.
Are you here on something else? Ms. Bush,
Yeah.
do you know if this is related to something else?
It is not, Your Honor.
Okay.
And the state does have an offer.
Okay.
And it's an adjudication of guilt, 30 days Orange County Jail, 25 days credit time served, don't drive without a valid driver's license, and court costs.
Okay. So, Mr. Porter, you have a driving while license suspended in 2017 that you pled to. So, do you want to try to resolve your case today?
Yes.
You do? Okay. So, the state's offers 30 days. You have 25 days credit for time served. Driving while license suspended is an enhanceable offense. So you already have one. This would be two. If you get three within a 5-year period, you will lose your license for 5 years, and you'll be designated a habitual traffic offender. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And also, if you get another one, or if they charge this as a subsequent offender, it's a mandatory 10 days in jail. If you get two, they can charge it as a felony as the third one. I know that's a lot, but do you understand all of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you want to accept the state's offer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you read the plea form?
No.
Is he hearing something else?
Yes, he has a robbery with a firearm charge.
Okay. Can you tell me that case number?
It's 2020 CF 13921 AO.
And it is not related, Your Honor.
I know. I just wanted to see if any motions had been filed in the case or anything like that. And he does have the public defender in that case. Mr. Thompson, do you want to make sure that he I know you don't represent him in this case, but as a friend of the court, would you talk to him for a second? Accept the plea? It's really hard to hear you today, Mr. Thompson. I know, I got a lot of layering. You got a lot of layering on today. Okay, project for me. Thank you. Okay.
And he would like to enter a plea
Okay.
in this case and enter a plea of no contest.
Okay, all right. So, and did you read the plea form, Mr. Porter?
I'm saying like, Miss Honor, I'm saying like, is it like the charges will be dismissed?
No,
for-
see, Mr. Thompson, I'm not sure he understands what's going on today.
Okay.
So I'm going to appoint the public defender. And do you want to enter a plea of not guilty for
Yes,
Mr.
Your Honor.
Porter? Okay, we'll do that. He's not, I don't think he's going anywhere just now anyway,
No.
so, okay. This wouldn't release him.
Division 85 pretrial conference will be February 1st at 9 a.m., courtroom 4A.
All right? All right. Tell me your name.
Sandra Davis.
All right, Ms. Davis, you're here in 2020 MM 8305AO. The public defender was previously appointed to represent you in your case. You're charged by information with criminal mischief with damage of more than $200. It's a misdemeanor of the first degree alleged to have occurred on or about November 19th, 2020. Ms. Bush, I don't know if you have
I do not,
an
Your
offer
Honor.
today? Okay. So, Mr. Thompson, did you want to enter a plea of not guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Division 62 pretrial conference will be January 21st at 10 a.m., courtroom 9B.
All right, so get with the public defender. If they can work out a deal with the prosecutor's office, they do have to contact the victim, okay?
Am I gonna have a court date today? Can I get a
We just gave you a court date. You're gonna get it on your paperwork, okay?
January 21st? Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
My boy is here too.
Good morning, tell me your name, please.
Billy Lott.
All right, Miss Lott, you're here in 2020 CF 14863AO. You were arrested
Yes, ma'am.
for a violation of a no contact order. I did impose that no contact order. I do find there's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Can you tell me your name?
David Mulata.
Okay, you're gonna have to talk a little louder and into the microphone for me.
David Mulata.
Okay, spell your last name for me,
It's
please.
Mulata.
All right, Mr. Mulata. Ms. Bush, did you wish to inquire?
Mr. Mulata, during this time period, do you want to have contact with Ms. Lott?
No.
I have no further questions. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Thompson?
No questions, Your Honor.
Okay. I previously ordered no contact. And so, Ms. Lott, you cannot have contact with Mr. Mulata, okay?
Okay.
No contact whatsoever. That's directly or indirectly.
Yes.
Do you understand that?
Yes,
Okay, I'm gonna have you sign the no contact order again. You've got 2 cases you're out on release on for battery, dating, violence. It's the same. It's
And I
Mr.
wanted
Mulata
him
as the
to get
victim
in trouble
those
with the
2
law because he
cases.
stole my wallet.
I don't know what's going on here, but
He got my wallet.
okay. I understand, Ms. Lott. Mr. Mulata, if she can't have contact with you, you can't have contact with her.
Yeah, I
Okay?
understand. I actually wrote you a letter. I tried
mean,
to file a motion.
I'm looking at what the law enforcement officer wrote and what Miss Lott told law enforcement, and she said that you followed her inside the store. Law enforcement watched the video saying that you walked inside the store together side by side, having a conversation.
She's
Yeah, we
been
both
living with
walked.
me
So
the whole time.
I don't know what's going on here, but you can, like, if you're trying to have contact with her, it's gonna violate and cause a new law violation like it happened today. I don't know what's going on, but
He's been contacting me, Your Honor.
okay, but I'm like I said, I don't know what's going
Lying
on, but
button.
video is the video, okay? So I don't know what the state's gonna do here.
Can I get my wallet back from him? Yeah, my
I
wallet
can't
and
order
ID.
him to do anything, Miss Lott.
He has all my IDs.
So you're to maintain a separate residence, you're not to possess any weapons or firearms or any ammunition. I am setting the bond at $2,500. I'm not taking any action on the other cases. I don't know what's going on here, but Mr. Mulata, I would be very careful if she's contacting you in any way, shape, or form, you can't answer, you can't talk to her, you have to leave, like,
Your Honor, there's 2 other incidents that we had police contact
I
with.
can't hear you, sir.
I said, there's 2 other incidents where we had police contact. They did not enforce the no contact order. I actually wrote you a letter. I tried to file a motion. I was at the courthouse yesterday
You tried to file a motion for what?
for contempt of court, non-enforcement.
Ms. Bush, I can't hear what he's saying.
I said for contempt of court because she's not following the order. She's contacted me.
Mr. Mulata, I'm not quite sure what's going on because the video says that it shows you 2 walking in together having a conversation.
Yep.
Okay, well, she's been living with me ever since then.
Okay, well, she
So.
can't live with you. So if you're allowing her to
live
live
with my
with
dad.
you, then you're
908 here to court.
engaging in the behavior that she's not allowed to engage in. Okay.
Right, but she
I'm
signed
not
the order,
taking
not
any
me.
action on the other cases today. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. So I did set her bond. If the state wants to file a motion to revoke her bond, they can do that in the trial division. If you want to file a restraining order or an injunction, you can do that at the courthouse, and that will also,
I'm the one who posted her bond. That I'm the one who posted her bond.
Okay, well, then you're engaging in this, so,
Yes.
okay?
Can you please revoke the bond? I don't
I'm not
want it.
revoking the bonds today. I'm sorry, sir. If you want her bonds to be revoked, you can contact the state attorney's office, or you can tell Ms. Bush, and she can contact the attorneys in the case,
Yes, I would like
and
that
have them
revoked,
file a
please.
motion to revoke the bond. But based on what I've read in these 3 cases, I'm not comfortable revoking the bond. I think that there's something else going on here.
And Your Honor, he would have to contact the downtown office. I'll be happy to give him the number, but just advising me verbally is
Yeah.
not going to.
So I'm not revoking the bond. I've told her she's not to have contact. And if you want to get an injunction, you can go down to the courthouse and you can do that. You can also contact the state attorney's office. If you want them to file any motions, they can listen to what you have to say and determine in their professional opinion whether or not they want to revoke or file a motion to revoke the bond.
So if I posted the bond or the bail, what happens if she doesn't show
Well,
up
then
to
maybe you
court?
shouldn't post her bond.
Well, it's too late for that.
I'm sorry?
Your Honor, it's too late for that.
Well, I just set a bond. She had no bond.
No bond.
So you couldn't have posted a bond that she didn't have today.
I was speaking of the other one.
Okay. I'm sorry. Mr. Mulata, I appreciate you being here and testifying, but I'm not revoking her bond today. Okay? Thank you.
Where I'm going? I'm going home.
Good morning. Tell me your name, please.
Angel,
Oh, okay. All right.
no, aquí es
So,
bien es no, not at all.
okay. Well, then we'll wait again. Okay. I'm calling him now, so.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Carlos Morales, State Certified Spanish Interpreter, previously sworn already.
Okay. So, he does not need the Spanish interpreter?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay.
It does not.
Okay, so then do we have any other Spanish?
Yes.
Okay, so let's call the Spanish since he was listed as a Spanish and I'm not
That's
sure.
what we were told.
Right. All right, and we are in BRC 1. Mr. Interpreter, have you been sworn in today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And the defendant is at the podium. And so let me know when you've made contact with him, please.
Sí.
We're connected, Your Honor.
All right, tell me your name, sir.
José Estrada Cerrato. Estrada Cerrato.
Jose Sala Cerrato.
Sir, you're here in 2020 MM 1021AW. You're arrested for domestic violence battery. I do find that there's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You're not to have any contact directly or indirectly with the victim in the case. I will have you sign the no contact order, sir. Did you understand everything on the order?
Sí.
Yes.
You're to maintain a separate residence. You may return one time with law enforcement to get your personal belongings. And you're to comply with any DCF investigation if there is one pending. Your bond is set at $500.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, did you say $100?
500.
500, thank
Yes,
you.
thank you.
Sí, gracias.
All right, thank you.
Good morning, sir. Tell me your name, please.
Buenos días, Giancarlo Hernández.
Giancarlo Hernandez.
Okay. Mr. Hernandez? Is that what you said?
Sí. Sí.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. You're here in 2016 CT 2434AW. You failed to appear for a plea hearing. This is, and the judge did revoke the release and set the bond at none. Did you want to try to resolve your case today, Mr. Hernandez?
Sí.
Otherwise, you'll be sitting in
Yes.
jail until you get a bond. Okay. Ms. Bush, did you have an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, it would be an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and is it 2 days?
Sí.
2 days, Orange County Jail, 2 days credit time served, don't drive without a valid driver's license.
All right. Mr. Hernandez, did you want to do that? I think that would get you out today, and you would not have to go back to court for this case.
Sí.
Yes.
Did you read the plea form?
Sí, yo leí.
Yes, I read it.
All right. Did you understand everything on it?
Sí.
Yes.
Do you understand all the rights that you're giving up by entering the plea?
Sí.
Yes.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
No.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, I do find there's a factual basis to accept your plea. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days with credit for 2 days' time served. Don't drive without a valid driver's license. Pay your court costs by December 17th, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, sir. Good luck.
Okay. Okay. Gracias.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Good morning, sir. Tell me your name, please.
Javier Lugo.
All right. Mr. Lugo, you're here in case number 2020 CT 1050AA. You were arrested for driving while license suspended. I do find that there is probable cause. And I'm gonna take a look at your driving record to see if it's a good date to resolve anything. What's the local warrant that he has?
It's a contempt of court. I'm believing it's child support with a $10,000 bond.
Okay, all right. He does not have any prior driving while license suspended convictions or anything on his driving record as it relates to driving while license suspended. Did you want to try to resolve it today, Mr. Lugo?
Yes, please.
Ms. Bush, did you have an offer?
Yes, Your Honor, and I believe that the DUI conviction from this year will
Oh,
count toward.
It would count, and thank you for pointing that out. So, Mr. Lugo, I do have to advise you, you have a DUI conviction from August of 2020, August 16th, 2020. And so that would, when you get 3 driving while license suspended or any other offense that qualifies for an enhancement, you would lose your license for 5 years if you got another one after if you pled today, okay? Do you understand that? Okay.
Yes.
So knowing that, do you want to enter a plea today?
Yes, please.
Okay. So Ms. Bush, did you have an
Yes,
offer?
Your Honor, it's an
Okay.
adjudication of guilt, 2 days Orange County Jail, 2 days credit time served, don't drive without a valid driver's license, and court costs.
Okay. Do you want to accept that offer? That would not get you out today, I don't believe, because I think you'd have to pay the bond on the other case that you have, okay? But it would resolve this case.
Okay.
Did you read the plea form?
Okay.
No.
Did-
Una pregunta.
No, but I do have a question.
Okay, what's your question?
La fianza. No, tengo ley. Ley.
Okay. The bond. Oh, well, this, no, I didn't read this. I didn't read this.
No
Okay.
tengo derecho a fianza.
So I don't have right to a bond?
I will give you a bond, but I can resolve the case today for you so you don't have to go back to court. But if you want to go back to court, I would release you on pretrial release. I would not even make you post a bond. If you wanted to be released today, I would release you on pretrial release. We would give you a court
Okay,
date.
okay.
You would go to court.
Perfect.
You want to do that instead?
Perfect.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yes.
So don't drive without a valid driver's license. I'm going to place you on pretrial release. Don't miss any court dates, and I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you, okay? Good luck, Mr. Lugo.
All right.
Thank you. I said do not drive
Okay.
without a valid driver's license. Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Good morning. Tell me your name.
Jonathan Ortiz-Soto. Jonathan Ortiz-Soto.
Jonathan Ortiz-Soto.
Sí.
All right. You are here in 2020 MM 4651AO. This is a violation of probation. The judge did set your bond at none in the case. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. I did see a recommendation by probation. I don't know, Ms. Bush, if that's going to be the
The
state's
state
offer.
is not going to convey the offer.
Okay, and is that based on the charge that he's on probation for?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Mr. Thompson, do you want to enter, do you want to do the arraignment today?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, it's alleged that you violated your
Sí, sí.
probation by not complying with instructions given to you by the court when you failed to report and enroll in probation by November 13th, 2020. And it's the probation officer's belief that you've absconded.
Disculpe lo que pasa.
So I'm going to enter a denial, and we will get you a court date, and I have appointed the public defender for you.
The BOP status hearing will be January 15th at 9 a.m. Courtroom 4A.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Was that January 15th?
Yes, at 9 a.m.
And the division, Madam Clerk?
485.
Division 85.
85, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bonito día.
Good day.
You as well. Okay, and then, is that all the Spanish?
Yes.
Okay, and then Ms. Bush, did anyone else need an interpreter out there? Ms. Bush? No, I'm seeing.
No,
okay.
Your Honor.
I think that's it, Mr. Interpreter. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, ma'am.
All right,
Thank you.
have a great day.
You too.
All right, tell me your name.
Austin Lyons.
All right, Mr. Lyons. You're here in a couple cases. These were resets. Looks like you were in the hospital, so we reset the cases. So I've got 2016 CF 6976AO, and they filed an on-view violation of probation based on the new law offenses in 2016 CF 14284, as well as the other cases that you're here for. I do find there's probable cause for the on-view violation of probation. And I'll appoint the public defender in all of your cases for you. That bond will be stayed at none at this time. You'll see Judge Whitehead in a couple days for an arraignment. I've also got, looks like 2016 CF 14284. That's also an on-view VOP. I do find there's probable cause for that as well, and the bond will be stayed at none on each of those counts. And then 2020 CF 14829AO, you arrested for criminal mischief over 1,000. There is probable cause not to have any contact directly or indirectly with the victim. No return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. That bond will stay at 1,000. 2020 CF 14830AO, you were charged with criminal mischief over 1,000. There's nothing in the affidavit, Ms. Bush, about the value of the damage. So I'm only gonna find probable cause for criminal mischief. Looks like less than 200.
Yes, Your Honor, that the state would ask the court to find probable
Okay,
cause.
so I find
for-
probable cause for the lesser included offense of criminal mischief, less than 200. It's 806.13, subsection 1, subsection B, subsection 1. Same conditions of release, no contact with any victim or witness, and no return to the scene. And then I've got 2020 MM 3. Yeah, I'm gonna stay the bond. Sorry, thank you, Madam Clerk. And the resisting an officer without violence, and there's probable cause for that. And the bond will stay at 500. So you should see Judge Whitehead on the VOPs, so keep in touch with the public defender as to your cases, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck, Mr. Lyons. All right, good morning. Tell me your name.
Angel Luis Rios Hoyos.
All right, Mr. Rios Hoyos, you're here in 2020 MM 8888AO. You were arrested for domestic violence battery, and there is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in your case. You're not to have any contact directly or indirectly with the victim. Did you understand everything on the no contact order?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're to maintain a separate residence. You may return one time with law enforcement to get your things. No weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Your bond is set at $1,500. Thank you, sir. Good morning. Tell me your name.
Alexander Ayala.
All right, Mr. Ayala, you're here in 2020 CF 14875AO. It's a battery on a person 65 years of age or older. There is probable cause. You make $1,000 a week. Is that your paycheck after taxes?
Yes.
Okay, and you have one dependent?
Yes.
Okay. He doesn't qualify?
That's a week?
1,000 a week with a dependent? Okay, you're not gonna qualify for the public defender, okay, so you're gonna have to contact an attorney. I am ordering that you have no contact directly or indirectly with the victim. I'll have you sign the no contact order. Do you understand everything on it?
Yes.
You're to maintain a separate residence. You're not to return back to the scene. You can only return one time with law enforcement to get any personal belongings. You're not to possess weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. I am going to place you on pretrial release. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, good morning. Tell me your name.
Bishop Ferris.
All right, Mr. Ferris, you're here in 2020 CF 14876AO. You're arrested for armed burglary of an occupied dwelling, aggravated battery with a firearm as domestic violence, aggravated assault with a firearm domestic violence, battery by strangulation domestic violence, battery domestic violence, criminal mischief over 1,000, and grand theft third degree of a firearm. I do find that there is probable cause. Are you gonna hire your own attorney? I don't have a form for the public defender.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so Mr. Ferris, this count 1 is a punishable by life felony. That means that if the state asks me to hold you at no bond, they have a burden that they have to show me that there's proof, evident, or presumption great, which is greater than beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yes, ma'am.
And I can hold you at no bond in that, situation. If that were to be my finding, I could also use my discretion and give you a bond, even if I did make that finding. If I don't make that finding, you're entitled to a bond.
Yes,
Do
ma'am.
you want time to contact an attorney for this hearing here today? Have you spoken with an attorney?
I haven't got to spoken with anybody.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll cover a quick
Sure.
moment. All right, so. Your Honor, he would like our office to be appointed provisionally for this hearing
Okay.
in order to give him time to seek private representation.
Okay. Okay. I'll appoint your office for purposes of the initial appearance, okay?
All right, me and the state have already agreed to stipulated bonds. Count 1 will be $100,000. Count 2 will be $5,000. Count 3, $150. Count 4, $150. Count 5, $100. Count 6, $150. Count 7, $150.
Okay, and have you discussed that with Mr. Ferris?
Yes.
Okay, and so the state's not asking me to make a finding today?
No, you're not.
Okay. All right, so Mr. Ferris, I'm gonna allow the stipulated bonds to be imposed, so those will be, you said 100,000, Mr. Thompson? on
Yes,
count
Your
one?
Honor.
Okay. 100,000, 5,000, 150, 150, 100, 150, and 150. I am gonna have you sign the no contact order. It's no contact directly or indirectly with the victim or any witnesses in the case. I'll have you sign that no contact order. Do you understand everything on it, Mr. Ferris?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're also not to return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. You're not to possess any weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. If you have any weapons, any firearms, or any ammunition, you're to surrender those within 6 hours of release from the jail. And so I've only appointed the public defender for you for purposes of this hearing because you said you're going to hire your own attorney. So I would contact an attorney. If you can't make these bonds, they're going to have to file a motion to modify the bonds in Division 10, which is the trial division, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, sir.
If you have a question,
All right, good morning. Tell me your name.
Narado Gaskins.
Mr. Gaskins, you're here in 2020 CF 14252AO. This was a warrant. Probable cause was previously found for aggravated assault domestic violence, aggravated battery domestic violence, and battery domestic violence. And you make $50,000 a year?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you're not going to qualify for the public defender. I can't appoint them to represent you today, okay? You're going to have to go contact an attorney. And, good morning, ma'am. Were you sworn in?
Yes, yes.
Okay, and then you'll just have to talk really loud and get close to the microphone for me.
Okay.
Can you tell me your name and spell your last name, please?
Noelia Rivera, and R-I-V as in Victor, E-R-A.
All right, thank you, Ms. Rivera. And Ms. Bush, did you wish to inquire?
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Ms. Rivera.
Morning.
What is your relationship with Mr. Gaskins?
We have been in a relationship for almost 2 years.
I'm sorry?
An intimate relationship for almost 2 years?
Okay. Do you all live together?
Yes, we do.
Are you afraid of him?
No, ma'am.
Do you want to have contact with him during the pendency of this case?
Yes.
Over the course of your relationship, has there ever been, whether it was reported or not, any prior violence in your relationship?
No, ma'am.
And if something like this were to happen again, would you be comfortable calling law enforcement if you felt that your safety was in jeopardy?
If need be, yes.
Sorry?
If need be?
Yes,
Yes.
and that was the posit of the question was, if it were to happen again. Do you believe that alcohol or any kind of controlled substance contributed to his behavior?
No, ma'am.
I have no further questions. Thank you, ma'am.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Rivera. I've read the affidavit. I'm not going to allow contact today. It's something that his attorney, when he hires one, will have to file a motion to modify that. He can also write the judge if he wants to have contact, but I would encourage him to hire an attorney to do that, okay? So I am going to order that you have no contact directly or indirectly with any victim or witness. I'll have you sign the no contact order, Mr. Gaskins. Do you understand everything on it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You're to maintain a separate residence. You may return one time with law enforcement to get your personal belongings if you need to do so. If she's no longer at the residence, then you can be there, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're not to possess weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. I am going to place you on pretrial release, okay? All right, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good morning. Tell me your name.
Roger, George.
Mr. George, you're here in 2020 CF 14887. You were arrested for aggravated assault, domestic violence, burglary of an occupied dwelling with an assault or battery, tampering with a witness to hinder communication to law enforcement, and domestic violence battery. There is probable cause, and I will appoint the public defender to represent you in your case. Mr. Thompson, count 2 is a punishable by life felony.
Yes, Your Honor, I made my client fully aware of this, the situation at hand, and we will not be holding the state to their burden today, and we will reserve the right for an after hearing downtown.
Okay. So, Mr. George, I'm going to hold you at no bond based on what your attorney is indicating. Do you understand what they're going to do? They're going to file a motion in the trial division for a bond hearing?
Yeah.
Okay.
I have no contact with him for George.
I am ordering no contact directly or indirectly with the victim. I'll have you sign the no contact order. Do you understand everything on it?
Yes.
You're not to return to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. No weapons or firearms or any ammunition. Your
Your
bond
Honor.
on count 1 is $7,500. Count 2 will remain at none until your attorneys file a bond motion. And count 3, I'm going to stay at 1,000. Count 4, I will set at 100.
And I apologize, Your Honor. Can the no contact include the witnesses as
Okay.
well?
Any victim or any witnesses?
Thank you.
Good morning. Tell me your name.
Taisha Johnson.
Ms. Johnson, you're here in 2020 CF 14877AO. You're arrested for felony battery. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not to have any contact directly or indirectly with the victim. Do you understand everything on the no contact order?
Yes.
You're to maintain a separate residence. You may return one time with law enforcement to get your things if you need to. No weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. Comply with any Department of Children and Families investigation that there is pending. I am placing you on pretrial release mail.
What that mean? What does that mean?
Hello.
Good morning. Tell me your name.
How you doing? My name is Aquaria Jones.
What was your last name?
Jones.
Jones? Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Jones, you're here in 2020 CF 14864. You were arrested for domestic violence assault. Another count of assault, it's not domestic violence. Resisting an officer without violence, an attempted burglary of a dwelling with an assault or battery. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. You're not to have any contact directly or indirectly with any victim or witness. I'll have you sign the no contact order. Do you understand everything on it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're to maintain
But-
a separate residence.
May I the officers told me to ask to raise my hand because I have to go back and get my stuff from
Okay,
my
I'm gonna give you an opportunity to go back with law enforcement.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you can go back with law enforcement one time to get your things, all right? No weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. If you have any weapons or any firearms or any ammunition, you must surrender them to law enforcement within 6 hours of any release from the
I
jail.
don't
You
have
understand?
any. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, your bond on count 1 is 500, count 2 is 100, count 3 is 100, count 4 is 10,000. All right, thank you, sir.
500.
Good morning, tell me your name.
Tashawn Merritt.
All right. You're here in 2020 CF 14861AO. You're arrested for aggravated assault, domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. You're not to have any contact directly or indirectly with the victim. I'll have you sign the no contact order. Did you understand everything on the order?
Yes, I did.
Okay. You're also to maintain a separate residence. You may return one time with law enforcement to get your personal belongings. No weapons, firearms, or any ammunition.
I have a question.
Was she qualified for pretrial?
She could qualify, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'm going to place you on pretrial release. What, do you have a question?
Yes.
Okay, why don't you ask Mr. Thompson? I don't want you to say anything on the record if it's not necessary.
Enjoy your day, thank you.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Good luck.
That will be on.
Yep.
Your Honor, it would be possible to roll the next case until tomorrow. My client told me that the alleged victim wants to be heard.
I mean, I can roll it to tomorrow. It looks like they weren't unable to make contact with the victim.
Well, you gonna call it right now? I'll call.
I mean, was there any, I mean, it says that officer didn't provide the contact information?
This was a warrant arrest, Your
Right.
Honor, so they would not have that information.
321-018-03.
They don't list the victims and in the warrants, their information is not, the affidavits for the warrants, their information isn't included.
All right, I'll roll it to tomorrow, that's fine.
What's her name? And Your Honor, I have the number for the alleged victim if pretrial search warrant.
Well, I would give it to pretrial, I would not announce it on the record.
Patricio, oh yeah, Patricio Alvarez.
Good morning, tell me your name.
Jonathan,
What is your last name?
Patricio Alvarez.
2020 CF 14860AO, you're arrested for battery domestic violence, a battery by strangulation domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. You're not to have any contact directly or indirectly with the victim in the case. I'll have you sign the no contact order. Do you understand everything on the no contact order?
Yes.
Okay, you're to maintain a separate residence. You may return one time with law enforcement to get your personal belongings. No weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. Comply with any DCF investigation that there may be pending. I am placing you on pretrial release. Good morning, tell me your name.
Alexis Aponte.
Mr. Aponte, you're here in 2020 MM 8896 AO. It's a battery domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. You're not to have any contact directly or indirectly with any victim or witness. I'll have you sign the no contact order. Do you understand everything on the order?
Yes, ma'am.
You're to maintain a separate residence. You may return one time with law enforcement to get your things. No weapons, no firearms, no ammunition. Comply with any DCF investigation that may be pending. Your bond is set at $1,500. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning, tell me your name.
Dawn Anna Atkinson Amos.
Sorry?
Dawn Anna Atkinson Amos.
Ma'am, you're here in 2020 MM 8907 AO. You're arrested for domestic violence battery. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. You're not to have any contact directly or indirectly with any victim or witness. I'll have you sign the no contact order. Do you understand everything on the order?
Yes, ma'am.
You're to maintain a separate residence. You may return one time with law enforcement to get your personal belongings if you need to do so. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. No weapons, firearms, or any ammunition.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'll do a $500 bond or pretrial release if you qualify. It looks like you weren't able to provide them any information, but if you're able to do that at some point, I'll do bond or PTR.
I have no money, ma'am.
Okay?
She could qualify, Your Honor. You can do straight PTR.
Do straight PTR?
Yes,
Okay,
Your
so
Honor.
I'll place you on pretrial release. What does that mean? Tell me your name.
Francisco Burrito.
All right, sir, you're here in 2020 MM 8894 AO. You're arrested for domestic violence battery. There is probable cause. You make $3,000 every 2 weeks?
Correct.
Okay, is that your paycheck?
Yeah.
Okay,
After
no
my-
dependents?
No dependents.
Okay, you're not gonna qualify for the public defender, so you're gonna have to contact an attorney on your own, okay?
No problem.
Based on your income.
Right.
I am ordering that you have no contact directly or indirectly with the victim. I'll have you sign the no contact order. Do you understand everything on the order?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you're to maintain a separate residence. You may return one time with law enforcement to get your things. No weapons, firearms, or ammunition, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Surrender any weapons, firearms, or ammunition to your local law enforcement agency within 6 hours of release from the Orange County Jail.
Question on it. When I go back, I gotta call a police officer, right?
Yeah, you've got to call the police.
Yeah.
They'll tell you where to go to meet them.
All right.
And then they'll go with you to the residence.
All right.
Okay, don't go by yourself. That'll be a violation of the court
100%.
order. And I am placing you on pretrial release.
All right, thank you.
Good morning, tell me your name.
Janita Brown.
Ms. Brown, you're here in 2020 MM 8893 AO. You're arrested for domestic violence battery. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. You're not to have any contact directly or indirectly with the victim. I'll have you sign the no contact order. Do you understand everything that was on the order?
Can I ask you a question, Your Honor? Now, there wasn't no physical.
All right, I don't want you to, Ms. Brown, if you start talking about the facts of the case on the record, that's can be used against you, okay? So I would only talk to your attorney about anything related to the case.
Okay.
If you have a question, you can talk to Mr. Thompson.
Because there wasn't no hitting at all. That's why I don't understand it.
You got a question?
Yeah. It wasn't.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, so Ms. Brown, did you understand everything on the no contact order?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you're to maintain a separate residence. You may return one time with law enforcement to get your things if you need to do so. No weapons or firearms or any ammunition. I'm placing you on pretrial release.
Your Honor, are you going to allow her to return back to South Carolina?
Is that where you live, in South Carolina?
Yes, Your Honor. I was just
Okay.
up here visiting.
Okay,
with
that's
her.
fine. I'm gonna let you go back to South Carolina. Just don't miss any court dates or any reporting requirements that you have for pretrial release, okay?
Okay.
Good morning, tell me your name.
Good morning. My name is Danielle McCliggins.
Good morning. All right, Ms. McCliggins, you're here in 2020 MM 8899. AO, you're arrested for domestic violence battery. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. You're not to have any contact directly or indirectly with the victim. I'll have you sign the no contact order. Do you understand everything on the order, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Can I return to the address to go get me and my kids' belongings?
Yes. So I'm going to order that you maintain a separate residence.
Okay.
You can return with law enforcement to
Okay.
get your things one time, okay?
Okay.
No weapons, firearms, or any ammunition, and comply with any DCF investigation if there is one pending.
Okay.
And I'm going to place you on pretrial release, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Good luck. Good morning. Tell me your name.
Good morning, Joseph Ojeda.
All right, so you're here in 2020 MM 8900AO. You were arrested for battery domestic violence. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Good morning.
Good morning.
Were you sworn in earlier?
Yes.
Okay, and then again, I'll just need you to speak really loud. You can keep the mask on, but just talk really loud. Tell me your name and spell your last name.
My name is Taisha Duran. My last name is spelled D-U-R-A-N.
Okay, Ms. Duran. And Ms. Bush, did you wish to inquire?
Yes. Good morning, Ms. Duran.
Good morning.
What is your relationship with Mr. Ojeda?
Intimate relationship as
You have to talk right into
Intimate relationship, 11 months to be exact.
Okay. Do you all live together?
Yes.
Are you afraid of him?
No.
Do you want to have contact with him while this case is pending?
Yes.
How long have you been in a relationship?
11 months.
And over the course of those 11 months, has there been any prior violence?
Not that has been reported.
Okay, so has there been unreported violence in the relationship?
Yes.
And were you the victim of that violence?
Yes.
Do you believe that alcohol or any kind of controlled substance contributed to his behavior?
No.
If something like this were to happen again, would you be comfortable calling law enforcement if yet again you were threatened?
Yes.
I have no further questions. Thank you, ma'am.
Mr. Thompson?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Duran, you filed an injunction and you got a temporary injunction, okay? Has he been served with that? Do we know?
No, Your Honor, not that I see.
All right, we're gonna have him, try to get him served with that, but because that injunction is in place, I can't change that, okay? So if you wanna have contact with him, that injunction will have to be dissolved by the court before you can have contact. So, and then, even if that's dissolved, because I'm ordering no contact, this order will also have to be changed in writing by a judge, okay?
Okay.
So I am ordering no contact based on the injunction. Mr. Ojeda, I'm going to have you sign the no contact order form. Do you understand everything on the form?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you're to maintain a separate residence. And I'm looking at, I know you haven't been served with the injunction yet. I don't believe. That also orders no contact, and it says that you shall not go to or in or within 500 feet of the victim or the petitioner's residence or her place of employment or any place where she attends school. Not sure if it gives you a one-time return with law enforcement, but I will give you a one-time return with law enforcement. You have to be with law enforcement if you're gonna go back to the residence to get any of your personal belongings, okay? Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it does give you, yeah, it allows you to go in the presence of law enforcement to return to the residence, but you have to, you have to be with law enforcement. So comply with both the injunction as well as my order. Once you're served with the injunction, I'm gonna have you comply with that. They'll probably serve you with that today. It's 2020 DR 013094-0. And I am going to place you on pretrial release, okay?
Will I be allowed to leave state? Because I don't have nowhere to stay here.
Where are you gonna go? New Jersey?
Yeah,
Okay, I'll allow you to go to New Jersey. You gotta make sure you don't miss any court dates,
that's fine.
okay? Or comply with the pretrial release conditions. Okay?
All right.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
The injunction number? All right, good morning. Tell me your name.
Tashama Rhodes.
Ms. Rhodes. You're here in 2020 MM 1020 AW. You're arrested for domestic violence battery. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in your case. You're not to have any contact directly or indirectly with any victim. I'll have you sign the no contact order. Do you understand everything on it?
Yes.
You're to maintain a separate residence. You can return one time with law enforcement to get your personal belongings. You're not to possess weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. Your bond is set at $1,000. You're out on release in 2 cases, but I'm not taking any action on the notice to appear. I am revoking the bond in 2020 CF 11475 AO. Does she have the public defender in that case? The criminal mischief?
She has the PD in that. She has the power of attorney in the
In the
Gardner
notice.
case.
So she has a private attorney in the felon and the criminal mischief? Okay. He's conflict counsel.
Oh.
Okay. So Mr. Schwartz is gonna have to file a motion to set bond for you in that case. Do you need Mr. Schwartz's number?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so I wrote his name, the case number, and then his phone number, okay? Good morning, tell me your name.
Staley Stiles.
Mr. Stiles, you're here in 2020 MM 607 AA. It's a battery domestic violence. There is probable cause. Are you hiring your own attorney?
No.
Okay, did you fill out a form for the public defender? I don't have one.
No. I was trying to determine whether or not I was actually, I know that I was charged with domestic battery, but
I can't hear you, sir.
they say that I was charged with domestic battery.
Correct.
But I never battered anyone.
Okay, well, I don't want you to talk about what happened or what didn't happen, okay? Do you want me to see if you qualify for the public defender?
I mean, I don't mind.
Okay. Are you working?
No.
Do you get any income?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna appoint the public defender for you in your case.
Yeah.
You're not to have any contact directly or indirectly with the victim. I'll have you sign the no contact order. Do you understand everything on the order, sir?
No, I don't.
Okay. Mr. Thompson, do you wanna maybe explain it to him?
Basically what you're saying is, you can't have any communication with the right victim
What victim?
in your case.
If this is a what?
You know why you were arrested?
No. I don't know why I was arrested. Yeah, alleged to have hit. The officer was present.
If they contacted the victim, would he qualify for mental health? I'm gonna do, I'll do or and or, okay? All right.
Your Honor, I'm trying to explain the no contact order, but it's not getting anywhere.
Okay, so Mr. Stiles, you can't have contact, I think it's with your mom.
No,
It's not your mom?
it's not even my father.
Trying to see what the relationship was. It's the father, Your Honor. It was the adult son and
Okay.
the
so-
victim's listed as a male.
Yeah, you cannot have contact with your dad, okay? So no contact directly or indirectly. That means you can't text him, pick up the phone and call him, write him any letters. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna order that Mr. Stiles have no contact directly or indirectly with the victim. He's to maintain separate residences. He can return one time with law enforcement, no weapons, firearms, or any ammunition, and no alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription. If he qualifies for either mental health pretrial release or pretrial release, I would like him placed in mental health pretrial release first, then pretrial release, and then, or in the alternative, a $500 bond. And I'm also putting in there to take any medications as prescribed by his doctor. Good morning. Tell me your name.
Brittany White.
All right, Ms. White, you're here in 2020 MM 890280. You're arrested for domestic violence battery. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. You're not to have any contact directly or indirectly with the victim. I'll have you sign the no contact order. Do you understand everything on the order, ma'am?
Yes.
All right, you're to maintain a separate residence. You may return one time with law enforcement to get your things, no weapons, no firearms, and no ammunition. Your bond is set at $1,000.
Have a moment, Your Honor.
On the other key, on Mr. Stiles' case, did you, I just want to make sure that they keep contacting us. So it's, yeah, so, or PTR, or the bond. But I want mental health pretrial first. Right, if not, then I want him on pretrial release. But there's no, yeah, okay. But I want mental health first. think I placed her on, what did I?
$1,000.
$1,000 bond.
Okay, thank you.
Tell me your name, please.
Erica Follins.
Ms. Follins, you're here in 2017 CT 1413AW. You were arrested for failing to appear for pretrial conference. The judge did revoke your release and set your bond at none. Did you want to try to resolve your case today?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Do we have an offer, Ms. Bush? It's a no valid driver's license.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm trying to make sense of some notes that I'm seeing in here.
Okay.
Regarding PRR.
Your Honor, I'm showing that she has no criminal history.
And that's the confusion. I don't know if they're referring to a diversion or, so if I may have just.
She had a juvenile history that's been expunged, but that's not an adult history.
And if I may have just one more moment, Your Honor. I just needed to see if there had been previous paperwork with regard to a diversion program. The offer would be a withhold of adjudication, credit time served, don't drive without a valid driver's license, Your Honor.
Okay, do we know how much time served she has?
She has 2 days.
So Ms. Follins, if you wanted to resolve your case today, it would be a withhold of adjudication, meaning it wouldn't be a formal conviction. It would be credit for time served. You can't drive without a valid driver's license. You want to do that? Otherwise, I can't change the no bond. You'd have to have the public defender, and I would appoint them. They're not in your case right now. But they would have to file a motion to get a bond for you in the trial division.
Okay, I'm not sure if I understood. You said don't drive without a license, right?
That would be part of the, you can't drive without a valid license anyway.
Right.
That's the law. So I would just impose that condition, but you would get out today. I would give you a year to pay your court costs off. It would be a withhold of adjudication and credit for time served.
Okay, yes, ma'am. I have a question.
Okay.
I was trying to get my license, so that's how I found out. She wouldn't give me the paper if I passed. So do I need to pay the ticket off before I go get it, or can I do it all at the same time?
I can't give you any legal advice, and I don't know. I don't work for the DMV,
Oh, okay.
so I don't know the answers to those questions.
Okay.
I don't want to give you any information that's wrong.
Okay.
But I would just go to the DMV and talk to them and see what you need to do to get your license.
Okay.
Okay? Did you read the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything on the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I do find that there's a factual basis based on the affidavit in the court file and the criminal traffic violation. And to accept your plea, I'll withhold adjudication, sentence you to 2 days with credit for 2 days time served. Don't drive without a valid driver's license. Pay your court costs by December 17th, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you.
I didn't appoint.
Good evening.
Good morning. Tell me your name.
Raquel Lagunas Aguilar.
All right. You're here in 2019 CT 334780. It's a failure to appear for a plea hearing. The judge did set your bond at $1,000.
Correct.
And then you also have a battery, 2020 MM 889580. There's probable cause for that as well. Did you want to try to resolve? I can't resolve the battery today.
Okay.
But we can, if you wanted to, we could try to resolve the.
Yes, ma'am.
The operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's
Yes,
license.
ma'am.
Okay, so let me deal with the battery first. In that case, you're not to have any contact with the victim in the case. Do you live at that restaurant?
The restaurant is currently under my supervision, and I'm the manager and supervisor there.
Because everybody's claiming to live there pursuant to, I don't want you to talk about anything that happened or didn't happen. I'm just trying to figure out.
I want to contract a private lawyer to fight the case because I'm not guilty.
Okay, that's fine. I'm not gonna appoint, you didn't fill out a form for the PD, so I'm not appointing them. Are you staying at the restaurant?
Yes, and I work there.
Okay. And do the other people stay at the restaurant as well?
My boyfriend, Xavier, he's also my business partner. He also has authorization to be at the 2215 West Oak Ridge Road. But the female, I think her name is Miss Sanchez, she is unauthorized, and that's why we had the altercation.
Okay. I don't really know. I don't really know what's going on. So I'm ordering that you maintain separate residences because everyone's claiming to live there at this restaurant.
Okay, I have paperwork that I can prove.
You'll have to hire an attorney.
Yes,
but I'm
ma'am.
ordering that you maintain a separate residence. So if they're there, you can't be there, okay? And
Okay.
that's a civil issue, okay?
Yes.
And so if they're there and you need to go back there and you can't be there, so I'll give you a one-time return with law enforcement if you need to get your things.
Thank you.
So you're not to have contact with any victim or witness, no weapons, firearms, or any ammunition in that case. And then, so I'm gonna set, that you have a bond of $500, I'm gonna stay the bond. Ms. Bush, did you have an offer on the driving without a valid driver's license?
Yes, Your Honor. It's an adjudication of guilt, a withhold of adjudication, credit time served, don't drive without a valid driver's license.
All right, do we know how much credit?
2 days.
2 days.
Do you wanna do that?
Excuse me?
Do you wanna accept the state's offer?
So the $1,000 bond, so that will get removed?
You can pay the bond if you want.
Okay.
But if you told me you wanted to resolve the case.
Yes.
So which one is it? Do you want to resolve the case or do you want to pay the bond?
I want to resolve the case.
Okay. So it's a withhold of adjudication, 2 days credit for time served. You can't drive without a valid driver's license.
Okay.
I'll give you a year to pay your court costs off.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to do that?
Yes.
Okay. Did you read the plea form?
Yes.
Do you understand everything on the plea form?
Yes.
Do you understand the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject
Correct.
you to deportation?
Yes.
I do find there's a factual basis to accept your plea based on the court file. I will withhold adjudication, sentence you to 2 days with credit for 2 days time served. Don't drive without a valid driver's license. Pay your court costs by December 17th, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, ma'am.
So my bond is now. So when I do the 2 days, so my bond will only be $500.
You've already done the 2 days,
Oh, okay.
so you just have to pay the bond.
Today?
Whenever you pay the bond.
Okay. So my 2 days are complete.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
Tell me your name.
Cherie Ann Wagner.
Do we know what happened to Trayvon Pryor? All right, we'll take no action on that case. Thank you. All right, Ms. Wagner?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, ma'am, you're here in 2020 CT 6875AO. It's a failure to appear for an arraignment for a driving while license suspended case. And judge did set your bond at $2,000. Are you on probation?
No.
Okay. Did you want to, it says are you at,
I just sat in Volusia County for 4 days. And they gave, for a charge, and then they gave me a pretrial release, and I was transported here.
right, so you're on active pretrial release for a grand theft third degree of a motor vehicle, but you're not on probation?
No.
Okay.
My mother is about to die, and
Okay.
that's my biggest worry right now.
Do you want to try to resolve the driving while license suspended today?
Yes.
Okay. Let me look at your driving history.
I can pay my ticket on the 1st. I get disability.
I don't have, do we have a driving history? I don't know why I have this, because it's a failure to appear, so.
I was supposed to have it taken care
on.
of.
On her add-on bond case?
Right, but I have no basis to revoke her release based on a failure to appear in another case from. I have no, I'm not sure why that would have this. No. There's no driving history. It's just the state attorney's or the clerk's records. She was referred to pretrial or pretrial diversion.
In this matter, Your Honor?
No,
or
in the
prior?
grand theft.
Yes.
They put the holds on them, and I don't know why. I'm not going to revoke her release because she failed to appear. I don't think I can legally even do that, but. I'm just going to have them print out a driving history so I can take a look at that to see if it's a good idea for you to plead to it today, because it may have major consequences depending on what your driving record has on it, okay?
I really don't have
But I'm not going to revoke the release on the other case,
And,
okay?
Your Honor, I'm showing a grand theft motor vehicle here in Orange County that
Right.
she's out on release on.
She's on pretrial release, and it's showing that she was placed in pretrial diversion. But she's failed to appear for a driving while license suspended case. That's what she's here
Yes.
for.
And,
Ma'am, I was coming to take care of my case, and, okay.
and so far, it's just a referral. She has not been accepted into the program yet.
I understand. I'm not revoking her release
No.
based on a failure to appear in a driving case. And
and
she was
that's
referred
not-
to pretrial diversion. They've given me a revocation form, that's why I'm saying.
Yeah,
All right, so there are no prior driving while license suspended. So, Ms. Wagner, I have to advise you of that driving while license suspended is an enhanceable offense. So every time you get one, it gets worse.
Yes.
So this would be your first one. And if you get two more within a 5-year period, you lose your license for 5 years or the ability to get your license, okay? If you get 2 convictions, the third one can be charged as a felony by the state, okay? If you get a subsequent one and they charge it as a subsequent, you get some mandatory 10 days in jail.
Okay.
Do you understand all of those things?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ms. Bush, did you have an offer to resolve the driving while license suspended?
Yes, Your Honor. It's a withhold of adjudication. 2 days Orange County Jail, 2 days credit time served. Don't drive without a valid driver's license and court costs.
Okay. Do you want to accept the offer, Ms. Wagner?
Yes,
To
that means I get out
withhold-
today, correct?
Yeah, I'm not going to take any action on your other case.
Okay.
Okay? So you would get out today. There's nothing else holding her after I do that, right?
No,
Okay.
Your Honor.
So, I've explained the enhanceable offense of driving with license suspended. Knowing all of that, you want to take the plea offer?
Yes.
Okay, did you read the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand everything on the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand all the rights you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
And you told me you're not on probation, correct?
No, ma'am.
Okay, do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
All right, I do find that there's a factual basis based on the affidavit in the court file to accept your plea. And I will withhold adjudication, sentence you to 2 days with credit for 2 days time served. That's correct, right?
Yes.
Okay. Don't drive without a valid driver's license. Pay your court costs by December 17th, 2021. That gives you a year. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentences of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. I don't know what's going on with your other case.
I do need to change my address with y'all eventually. Obviously, I did already once, but it's not in there. And the thing for me to go to court, when they switched my court date from the ticket that I got, it went to my previous address. I never received it.
Okay, so you have a status hearing. You have the public defender in your felony case. Okay. Your driving case is over. Okay, you don't have to worry about that. You have a status hearing, and there's also a notice of change of address that was filed back in February of 2020. Is that the Cutter Street?
No, it's supposed.
You have to change it again.
Yes, because I was living with my uncle and I was in the process.
Do you have that address?
Yes, I do.
Do you have a change of address form? Okay, let's give her that. You have a status hearing on April 27th, 2020 at 9 a.m.
Okay.
Okay? And that's in courtroom 7D as in dog.
Okay.
You're going to have to get with the public defender. They represent you. And make sure you don't miss any court dates.
Your Honor, does
Yes.
it appear that
I'm not one
meant
to-
2021 because April 20th, 2020 is
Oh, I'm
passed?
sorry. The status, so this case is in a weird posture. Thank you, Ms. Bush, for pointing that out. We're gonna be in 2021. Okay. So, there was a status hearing. I have no idea what happened with it.
At that status hearing, she was referred to pretrial diversion.
Okay, but there's
and then
no
the case
status.
stops.
Okay, all right. So, have you communicated with pretrial diversion?
Yes, ma'am. I call them every 2 weeks.
Okay, you're in the program?
Yes.
Doing everything you need to do?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, keep doing that.
My next call is the 24th.
Okay, perfect. And then we got you a change of address form?
Right here.
Okay. Did you fill it out? No? Okay, all right. Thank you, Chester.
Today's the 7th.
All right, no action on that case.
I need to sign that?
Thank you. All right, tell me your name.
Lyons Kitching. Lyons Kitching.
Okay. All right, so you're here in 2020 MM 600 AA. The state did file an information charging you with criminal mischief with damage of more than $200. It's a misdemeanor of the first degree, alleged to have occurred on or about August 19th, 2020. the public defender was not appointed in your case. Did you want me to see if you qualify for the public defender?
I put my lawyer on my on my criminal mischief.
I can't hear you.
I put my lawyer on my criminal mischief. She helped on both cases.
You put your lawyer where?
My lawyer is on my criminal mischief case. My actual lawyer, my paid lawyer.
You don't have a lawyer in the case, sir.
Lisa. It's Lisa.
Nobody's filed a notice of appearance in your case. So if you want to hire your own attorney, you can do that. I can enter a plea of not guilty for you, okay?
What would be the plea of guilty?
I don't think the state has an offer today.
The state does not, Your Honor.
Mr. Kitching? So, Mr. Kitching, you don't have an attorney in the case. Nobody's filed a notice of appearance. Neither, it came in as a felony, it was charged as a misdemeanor. There's nobody that's filed a notice of appearance in either case for you. I don't know
Your
who.
Honor, as I look at it, because it came in as a felony, at some point, the public defender's office is showing in our system as having been appointed.
Okay, I'm looking at the felony case.
Because I have a Brittany Beers or Byers.
Beers,
Okay,
yeah.
he filed a bond before coming to initial appearance.
Yes, Your Honor.
Looking at the clerk system, there's nothing in either the felony or the misdemeanor case.
Ma'am,
Nobody's
I got
see a notice of intent to participate in discovery, but that's not a notice of appearance.
No, Your Honor, and I didn't know how this person was input in our system, but
Ma'am, I got
And that's the public defender, but they were never appointed. Because he was never seen at IA. I don't know why the PD filed a notice of appearance. Or notice of intent to participate in discovery. And you're saying your attorney is who?
Lisa, but I got a
Lisa who?
I forgot her last name.
I don't know who Lisa is.
I got something in the mail from Brittany Sears on December 4th. Saying she was my PD.
From who?
Brittany, the lady she said. I got something in the mail about 2-3 days ago, and it was filed. It said it's sent December 4th, and I got it 2 days ago.
Mr. Thompson, are you showing that your office represents Mr. Kitching?
Your Honor,
Because your office filed a notice of intent to participate in discovery on December 3rd, 2020. There's nowhere in the felony or in the misdemeanor case that your office was ever appointed.
Brittany Beers is with our office.
I
However,
can't hear anybody.
oh, okay, Brittany Beers is with our office, but unfortunately, my system is down right now, so I can't log on. I'm sorry.
But, Your Honor, I do not see a notice of appearance. She only populated because of that notice of intent to participate.
Right, but they were never appointed, is what
No.
I'm saying. Okay? Like, he never went to IA, he bonded out. Somehow his bond got revoked. But I don't see an order appointing the public defender.
No.
My first PD was Fabian Goff.
I'm gonna appoint the public defender for you, Mr. Kitching, because nobody's ever been appointed. I'm not sure why the public defender thinks they're appointed.
I will enter a plea of not guilty.
Okay. You entered a plea of not guilty. I know, we can't hear you, Mr. Thompson. It's
Oh, I'm sorry.
really hard.
We enter a plea of not
Project.
guilty.
I know, I barely heard you, so.
Okay.
What is the plea of not guilty, ma'am?
It means that you're saying that you're not guilty and that we can't resolve your case today. So the public defender will reach out to you. I appointed them in your case today, okay?
I was asking
Mr. Thompson, why don't you talk to him about the case, okay?
Someone from my office is in contact with you. We enter a plea of not guilty and, huh? The what? Oh. I'm having trouble with my system, so someone from my office is in contact with you and can talk to you about it. No, there's no office here. I'm saying, if I do, I don't know.
Pretrial conference day will be January 7th at 8:30 a.m., courtroom 12C. That's Division 63.
All right. Mr. Byrd.
Mr. Byrd, bond, Your Honor.
All right, we'll take no action. All right, and then let me know, Ms. Bush, when you're ready on the 33 days.
Yes, Your Honor. The state's ready, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Tumarkin filed a 33-day motion on Calvin Carr, 2020 CF 10910AO.
On 12/16, an information was filed. Filing ID is 11832-8102.
All right, that's denied. CF 13514AO, Erica Nicole Morgan.
A notice of non-filing on December 16th.
Granted. 2020 CF 13633AO, Victoria Wood.
A notice of non-filing on December 16th.
Okay, that's granted. 2020 CF 13372AO, Hilary Luisa Ortiz.
An information was filed on December 16th. Filing ID is 11833-8646.
Okay, that's denied. All right, anything further?
State has nothing further.
State has nothing further.
Or and recess. All right, we are back on the record. It's Judge Wish. It's December 17th. This is session 2. Can I have the parties announce themselves for the record, please?
Good afternoon. Edith Bush for the Office of the State Attorney.
Jace Thompson on behalf of the Office of the Public Defender.
All right, tell me your name.
Scott Briggs.
Mr. Briggs, you're here in 2020 CF 14845. You were arrested for possession of material depicting a sexual performance by a child, over 10 images, and possession of methamphetamine. There is probable cause for those offenses. You make $500 a week. Is that your paycheck after taxes?
Before.
Before? Okay, what is your actual take-home pay?
It varies on hours, depending on how busy
What was
we
your paycheck
are.
last week?
$550
Okay, and then the week before?
for something.
Okay. I'm going to appoint the public defender based on your testimony to help you out with your case. So you're not to have any contact with any minor child under the age of 18. You're not to use any electronic devices, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'm staying the bond at the 1,000 and the 150. Tell me your name.
Cortez Goldson.
All right, Mr. Goldson, you're here in 2020 CF 14858. You were arrested for petty theft with 2 prior theft convictions. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. You cannot return to any Publix. No contact with any victim or witness. The bond will stay at 1,000. Thank you, sir. Tell me your name, please.
Deshaunda Latrell Morgan.
Ms. Morgan, you're here in 2020 CF 14838. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant. Probable cause was found for petty theft with 2 prior theft convictions. You're not to return back to the scene. No contact with any witnesses in the case.
What was
And
the
I'll
scene
appoint
at?
the public
Can you tell me?
defender. Yeah, hold on, let me tell you.
And what date was it?
The Dollar General on 11/26/2020, so that's the 1001 South Orange Blossom Trail.
Okay.
And I paid the bond. She started asking me a bunch of questions. Tell me your name.
Charles Payne.
Mr. Payne, you're here in 2020 CF 14872AO. You're arrested for aggravated battery with a weapon. There is probable cause. I will appoint the public defender, and in that case, you're not to have any contact with the victim or any witnesses, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, no weapons, firearms, or ammunition, no return to the scene. I'm setting your bond at 10,000. 2020 CF 14879. You were arrested for introduction of contraband into a county detention facility and possession of a controlled substance. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. The bond will stay at 1,000 on count 1, 150 on count 2. Thank you, sir. Tell me your name, please.
Julius Buskie.
Mr. Buskie, you're here in 2018 CF 14987. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant for violation of probation. The judge did set your bond at none. And I don't have a form for the public defender. Are you hiring your own attorney?
I have attorney, Benjamin Jones.
I can't hear you. You're going to have to talk louder.
Benjamin Jones is my
Okay.
attorney.
Do we know if anyone's filed a notice of appearance? All right, you do have reporting requirements. You do have no bond, so when you get out of the jail, you'll have to comply with that. You'll see Judge Whitehead in a couple days, so you'll have to see if Mr. Jones filed a notice of appearance by that time. I don't know if he has done so yet. No. You'll have to contact him, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. All right, tell me your name.
Robert Hires.
What is it?
Robert Hires.
Mr. Hires? Okay, you're here in 1994 CF 13525AO. It's an on-view violation of probation based on a new law offense. And that was from 12/15/2020. There's probable cause for the on-view VOP. I'll appoint the public defender. You do have reporting requirements, Mr. Hires, and you'll see Judge Whitehead in a couple days, okay?
on their way.
No problem.
Right in the middle of eating shop.
I can't hear anything.
They're on their way.
They're on their way.
I know, I got that.
Mr. Thompson. I'm not going to give Mr. Hartness an offer. His most recent death was August of 2020, out of state, but still. And he has a prior one before that.
Okay.
Sorry, Joe.
It's okay. One of those days. All right, tell me your name, please.
Felicia Ford.
All right, ma'am, you're here in 2020 MM 8898AO. It's a trespass. There's probable cause. Ms. Bush, did you have an offer?
Yes, Your Honor. It's an adjudication of guilt, 5 days Orange County Jail, 2 days credit time served, no contact with the victim or witnesses, no return to the scene, the 7-Eleven at 317 South Orange Blossom Trail in Orlando. Abide by all trespass warnings and court costs.
All right, Ms. Fortis, did you want to do that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, did you read the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything on it?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
Okay, I do find there's a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit. I will adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 5 days with credit for 2 days time served. No return back to the 327 South Orange Blossom Trail, the 7-Eleven. Abide by the trespass, no contact with victims or witnesses. I'll order you pay your court costs by December 17th, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment, sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, ma'am. Good luck.
Thank you.
Tell me your name.
Courtney Hartness.
Ms. Hartness, you're here in 2020 MM 890180. You're arrested for petty theft.
Yes, ma'am.
There is probable cause. And Ms. Bush, did you have an offer?
I do not, Your Honor.
Is that based on her criminal
Based on
history?
her history.
Okay, so Ms. Hartness, theft is an enhanceable offense, and you have some prior theft convictions out of state. So the state has the right to file that as a felony if they choose to do so. So I'm going to order that you're not to return back to any Walmart.
Yes, ma'am.
No contact with victims or witnesses. I'm not sure if you were trespassed, but if you were, then...
They gave me a trespassing ticket.
And
Yes,
abide by
ma'am.
the trespass warning.
Yes, ma'am.
And the bond will stay at the $250. Ma'am, did she want, she didn't fill out a form for the public defender, so I don't know if she wants them. All right, Ms. Hartness, did you didn't fill out a form for the public defender?
I wanted to represent myself.
Okay, well,
That's why I wanted to go ahead and get it over with today.
Okay, well, that's not gonna happen.
Why?
So if that,
It's a misdemeanor, petty theft charge.
but the state can upgrade it. I explained that to you. So do you want me to see if you qualify for the public defender, or you can discuss that with the judge downtown when you get
Petty
downtown?
theft for $29, how is that a felony?
If you feel.
Because of your prior theft convictions, the state can upgrade it. You opened a can of worms, Ellie. I'm sorry. All right, she can address it downtown, Mr. Thompson, when she gets a court date with the judge down there. Okay? Thank you.
Yeah, could we be appointed on her case? She doesn't appear to me as someone who's going to be able to afford a private attorney.
No, she did not. If you want to have her go fill out a form for the public defender, then you can be appointed. Okay? But she's not cooperating. And she wanted to represent herself as she indicated on the record. Okay. Tell me your name, please.
Shirley Gaddis Griffith.
All right, ma'am, you're here in 2020 MM 513 AW. You failed to appear for an arraignment on August 27th, 2020. The judge did revoke the release at the bond at 500. You have 2020 MM 514 AW. You failed to appear for an arraignment on the same date, and that bond was set at $500. And then you have a failure to appear in 2020 MM 512 AW. That's also for the same date, and that's $500. Does she have, she filled out a form. Okay, I'm gonna appoint the public defender. I don't know if you wanna try to resolve all these cases today, or
Your
if
Honor,
Ms.
the
Bush has
state's
an
not
offer.
prepared to do that.
Okay, so you do have the 500, you have a total of $1,500 total bonds, ma'am.
What do I do? I don't have I don't have that
All right,
money.
I can't change the capias pursuant to the law, so if I've appointed the public defender, if you can't make the bond, then they'll have to file a motion to reduce the bond for you.
I'm confused.
You're on a Hort, bonded.
I don't have, oh, okay. Madam Clerk's way ahead of me.
Oh, okay.
What's that?
Hoyt bonded, I
Yeah.
guess? I don't, is that right? Okay.
Preston, bonded.
Okay, I don't have that one either.
Ross, bonded.
I don't have that one either.
Okay.
Erlene's causing a ruckus today. All right, tell me your name, please.
Kaya Abel.
Ms. Abel, all right, you're here in 2020 CF 14834AO. You're arrested for possession of MDMA and resisting an officer without violence. There is probable cause for those offenses. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Ms. Abel, are you living in Orlando?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah? Where are you living?
With friends at the moment.
Huh?
With friends at the moment.
Friends? Okay. How long have you been in Orlando?
A long while.
Huh?
For a while.
A while? Like, what's a while?
I've been here since probably 2011.
Okay. Are you working at all?
No.
Okay. I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. It's very important that you don't miss court. If you
I'm
miss
not.
court, you'll get a warrant, okay? I'm going to order that you get in touch with the public defender within 24 hours of release because we don't have an address for you, so we need to make sure that you get your mail and that they have a way of getting in touch with you. Okay?
I had called my mother to and I could use hers.
Okay? All right, tell me your name.
Joseph Adams.
All right, Mr. Adams, you're here in 2020 CF 14434AO. You're arrested pursuant to a warrant for burglary of a dwelling and grand theft third degree. And I don't have a form for the public defender. Do we have one over there? For Mr. Adams? Nope. Did you want to hire your own attorney?
No, I wanted to represent myself.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Adams, you're not to return back to the scene of where the offense is alleged to have occurred.
Which
The judge who
offense?
signed the warrant said no weapons, firearms, or ammunition. I'm ordering no contact with any victims or witnesses. Your bond is $7,500 on count one. I'll set count two at $150.
I'm not sure what's the name. I'm not sure what that means.
No, he's gonna wants to represent himself. Tell me your name.
Magnus Allen.
All right, Mr. Allen, you're here in 2020 CF 14868 AO. You were arrested for possession of MDMA. There is probable cause for the offense. You make $1,000 a week.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that your paycheck after taxes?
Well, I sell plates.
What?
Sell plates. Plates.
You sell
food.
plates? You sell food?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What is your paycheck after taxes?
I don't pay taxes. I do that on my own.
Okay. Well, if you make $1,000 a week, you're not going to qualify for the public defender, so you're going to have to hire your own attorney.
That's fine.
So no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Your bond will stay at $1,000. Tell me your name, please.
Daryl Ayers. Daryl Ayers.
All right, Ms. Ayers, you're here in 2020 CF 14843 AO. You're arrested for trafficking in heroin over 4 grams, less than 14 grams, and possession of heroin. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender in your case. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'm going to set your bond at $50,000. Count 2 will be $150,000. 2020 CF 2430 AO. You failed to appear for a plea and sentence on December 8th, 2020. The judge did revoke and set your bond at $5,000 and $1,000. 2019 CF 12626 AO. You failed to appear as well for a plea and sentence on the same day. The bond is $5,000, and you also have another failure to appear 2020 CF 3059 AO, and the bonds are $5,000 and $1,000. I don't know if you have the public defender in those cases, but I'll appoint them if you don't. Okay, thank you, ma'am. All right, tell me your name.
Hello, my name is Peter Charles.
All right, do we know what happened to Ricardo Bradshaw? Okay. And I got an email saying that the FAD hold was removed and, okay, so we don't have to address that. All right, tell me your name again. Mr. Charles, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, Mr. Charles, you're here in 2020 CF 13357 AO. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant. Probable cause was found for burglary of a conveyance, petty theft of $100 or more, and criminal mischief between $200 and $1,000. And you make $600 a week. Is that your paycheck after taxes?
After tax, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you're not, and you don't have any dependents?
What does dependent mean?
Well,
No, ma'am.
dependents include children, but children that are living with you.
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So, you're not going to qualify for the public defender based on your income. You're going to have to talk to an attorney on your own, okay?
Okay.
All right. So, no return to the scene, no contact with any victim, witness, or co-defendant. Your bond will stay at $3,500. I'm going to set count 2 at 100 and count 3 at 100. All right. Thank you, sir.
Paul Clark with mental health.
Okay. Mr. Thompson, I'm going to appoint your office for Mr. Clark. Do you want to waive his appearance?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, 2020 CF 14867 AO. It's an aggravated battery causing great bodily harm. There's probable cause. And he's not to have any contact with any victim or witness. No return to the scene. No weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. The bond will stay at the $3,500.
Goldson Clerger is medical.
All right, Mr. Thompson, I'm going to appoint your office. Do you want to waive?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, 2020 CF 14839. It's a warrant for petty theft, 2 prior theft convictions, and no return to the scene, no contact with any victims or witnesses. The bond is staying at $1,000. All right, tell me your name.
Shantia Doherty.
All right, Ms. Doherty, you're here in 2020 CF 354780. You failed to appear for a plea and sentence on September 16th, 2020. The judge did revoke the bonds and set the bonds at none. And you also have 2020 MM 354780. You failed to appear in that case for a plea and sentence on September 23rd, 2020. The judge set your bond at $1,000 on count 1 and released you on your own recognizance on count 2. Does she have the public defender? Okay, you have the public defender, Ms. Doherty. They're gonna have to file a motion to set bond for you in the felony, okay?
Yes, ma'am. So,
All right, tell me your name, please.
Christy Febo.
All right, Ms. Febo, you're here in 2019 CF 13637. You failed to appear for a plea hearing on November 16th, 2020. The judge did revoke the release, set the bond at none. Does she have the public defender?
She does.
Okay, you have the public defender, Ms. Febo. They're gonna have to file a motion to set bond for you in the trial division, okay? All right, tell me your name, please.
Vasily Florianovich.
All right, so you're here in 2019 CF 1649380. You were arrested for failing to appear for a status hearing on December 2nd, 2020. The judge did revoke the release and gave you a $500 bond. Does he have the PD? Okay, if you can't make the bond, you have
I
to
can't
have
make
the
the bond, ma'am.
Okay, I can't change the capias, sir. So you're gonna have to have the attorneys in Division 22 who are representing you file a motion to reduce the bond with the judge in that division, okay? I can't change it. All right, tell me your name.
Deborah Franklin.
All right, Ms. Franklin, you are here in 2020 CF 14871. You're arrested for driving while license suspended as a third subsequent offender. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. You're not to drive without a valid driver's license. The bond will stay at the $1,000. I'm not taking any action on your other case. I can tell you though, if you come back, it's not gonna be a good day, Ms. Franklin.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you.
Tell me your name.
Matthew Glover.
Mr. Glover, you're here in 2020 CF 1487380. You're arrested for possession of MDMA and possession of cannabis, less than 20 grams. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. The bond will stay at 1,000 and 100. You're out on bond. 2020 CF 256980 for carjacking and battery. I am revoking the bond and setting the bonds at none. You do have Mr. Cheek representing you. He's going to have to file a motion to set bond for you. Do you need his phone number?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks. right, tell me your name.
Ernest Hartfield.
Mr. Hartfield, you're here in 2020 CF 4125AO. You failed to appear for a plea hearing on December 2nd, 2020. The judge did revoke the release, set your bond at $1,500 and $100. Do you have the PD? All right, you have the public defender. If you can't make the bond, they're gonna have to file a motion.
I called the clerk of court. They told me I didn't have no open cases back in November.
You're gonna have to bring that up with the attorney, and they'll have to put it in a motion, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Tell me your name, ma'am.
Burgess Jackson.
Ms. Jackson, you're here in 2020 CF 14836AO. You're arrested for possession of cocaine, possession of oxycodone, and possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'm going to place you on pretrial release, okay?
Thank you. What's her name?
All right, tell me your name.
Robert Lewis, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Lewis, you're here in 2020 CF 14849. You were arrested for possession of cocaine, possession of cannabis less than 20 grams, and criminal mischief between 200 and 1,000. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. No return to the scene. That's the Daily Bread at 24 Glen Lane. No contact with victims or witnesses. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. The bonds will stay at 1,000 and 100 and 100. Okay, thank you, sir. Sure. All right, tell me your name.
Malini Mirage. Malini Mirage.
Okay. All right. Ma'am, you're here in 2020 CF 14840AO. You were arrested for battery on a person 65 years of age or older and battery. I'm going to appoint the public defender. Ms. Bush, I don't have a victim sheet, and there's nothing in the affidavit that indicates the victim that I could tell was over 60 or
Yes, Your
65
Honor,
years
Mr.
of age.
Frederick Mason, who is here today, is
Okay.
82 years of age, and I
Okay.
do have the victim sheet if Your Honor wishes.
Oh, as long as you have it. I just don't have it, and it's not in the affidavit, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
And it's very hard to hear, so I know that it's difficult, it may be awkward. I need you to keep the mask on and then get as close to the microphone as you can when you're talking to me.
Okay.
And then we won't have to repeat ourselves multiple
All right,
times,
thank
okay?
you.
So I know it may be a little uncomfortable.
Okay.
Can you raise your right hand to be sworn in? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I
Okay.
do.
All right, so I do find that there's probable cause for the count 2 battery based on what's in the affidavit. And Ms. Bush, you say you have the victim sheet that indicates that the victim is
He is
82?
82 years
Okay, all right.
old, Your Honor.
All right, and so there's probable cause for that. And so can you tell me your name, sir, and spell your last name for me, and just speak directly into the microphone if you can?
It's Fred Mason, Mason.
Okay, Mr. Mason, Ms. Bush is going to ask you some questions, okay?
Mr. Mason, how do you know Miss Mirage?
I don't know her. She stays at a house where I stay with my daughter and her husband, and she rents a room there, but I don't know
Okay.
her.
So she's just someone that rents a room in the home that you live in?
Yes.
And Mr. Mason, are you afraid of Miss Mirage?
Absolutely, yes.
And is this the first time that you have encountered Miss Mirage?
No, she has attacked me on 3 different occasions, and she has assaulted me in ways. She charges at me, and she gets about this close to me, and she spits in my face, and then she says, "What are you going to do about it?" And she's done that about 6 times.
And is there anything more that you would like to tell the judge about your fear of Miss Mirage?
Well, I wrote something out here so that I could remember what to say, and if I could read it, would that be okay? It's not very long.
Yes, sir. Just be sure that you speak into the microphone.
Okay. And so the reason why I'm here is I'm asking the court for protection. I'm in fear of my life. Suffered a violent assault, and it is not the first time. This person has attacked me, assaulted me, and she also has carried out a, pardon me, I'm having difficulty. A premeditated assault with a weapon, and on my daughter and myself. And I'm requesting on behalf of my daughter, Rachel Mason, who is also a party of this case, has previously filed a protection for an injunction against the defendant, and the weapon that she used on Rachel, she also used on me. So on behalf of myself and my daughter, we request no contact with this person. And I would also request that the court consider a much higher bail to as a secondary level of protection for us, because we fear this. We fear her tremendously. We're afraid that she's going to show up anytime and harm us. My daughter may also file the request for an injunction, and then that's about all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
I'm
you so
sorry
very
that
much.
This has happened to you. Thank you. But thank you for being here.
Mr. Thompson, do you have any questions for the witness in the case?
No, Your
Mr.
Honor.
Mason? Okay. So, Mr. Mason, I can order no contact. That's not a problem. I can't, that's really all I can do today in terms of contact. I do see that your daughter had previously filed for an injunction back in October, and that was denied, and the basis for that was that it didn't support the repeat violence under the Florida statutes. I don't know if this event will change that, so I can't give you legal advice.
Yeah.
You can call the state attorney's office. You can also go down to the clerk's office and try to get another injunction, but there's
Yeah,
this, at this
that
point,
should
all
be
I
filed by the end of the day.
Okay.
A new injunction.
And so if you're in fear for your safety, that's something that you'll have to, go down to the clerk's office and fill out that paperwork, and another judge who does the injunctions will be able to review that and make a decision on that.
Okay.
But for now, I'm gonna order that she's not to have any contact with you directly or indirectly, or your daughter, any victim or witness that's alleged in the affidavit, okay?
Yeah.
She's not, and she lives with you, and so I can't kick her out of the house, but I can order to maintain a separate residence, so if you and your daughter are present, she cannot be present,
I'm
okay?
sorry for interrupting. This woman attacked us with
I
a weapon.
understand. I'm not legally allowed to remove her from the home, but because I'm ordering her to maintain a separate residence, if you're there, she cannot live there, okay?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
If I'm there,
If you and your daughter are there, or you or your daughter, she cannot be there,
Yeah.
okay? So I can't legally kick her out of the house because that's where she resides. But you can see if the landlord might want to evict her, I don't know, but I can't do that. That's a civil issue. So I'm ordering that she maintain a separate residence. She can return one time with law enforcement to get her things. You can't go by yourself. You must be with law enforcement, okay? And she can go get her things, but she's got to be with law enforcement. If she comes to the house without law enforcement, she's in violation of my order,
I see.
all right? She's not to possess weapons or firearms or any ammunition. And I am going to stay the bond at the 2,500, and count 2 will be 100. And I'm also ordering pretrial release along with that as well, so she'll have to report.
Your Honor, may I take a moment to explain the
Sure.
addition? Mr. Mason, the judge not only made an order of bond, but also made an additional order of pretrial release, which means that Ms. Mirage is going to be supervised by pretrial release officers. So that will be an added level of supervision.
That means she's going to be released from jail?
If she makes the bond, yes, sir. She is entitled to a bond
Yeah.
by law.
I can't hold her at no bond. If she violates my court order, and she may want to listen to this, but if she violates my court order, anything in the court order, number one is a new law offense, as well as the fact that her bond can be revoked.
Well,
But,
what if she just shows up?
Then
Because
you can
she's-
call
she's-
law enforcement, and she's in violation of the court order. Okay, but she's entitled to a bond. I cannot hold her
I
at no
understand,
bond.
yes.
I'm not legally allowed to do that.
Okay, I understand, yes.
So I can't violate the law
Okay.
as the judge.
I understand,
And so I've imposed a bond and an additional level of supervision of pretrial release. I've given her one time to come back with law enforcement. If she doesn't go back with law enforcement, she's in violation of my order.
Okay.
Okay, and she must, when she shows up to the house to get her things, she's got to be with law enforcement. Okay?
Do we have?
And if you're still in fear for your safety, then I can't give you any legal advice as what to do, but the clerk's office can probably guide you, or the state attorney's office can probably guide you as to what you'll need to do next, okay?
Okay.
All right?
I had a question there, but I forgot it already.
Your Honor, may the state ask for weekly reporting?
Sure, I will order weekly reporting to pretrial, okay? And so that's about all I can do today in terms of protection for you. So if you need, or you feel like you need additional protection, contact the state attorney's office
The question
and the clerk's
is
office.
will we be?
I can't hear you, sir. You're gonna have to talk into the
I'm
microphone. I know
sorry.
it's
The question
difficult.
is, will we be notified that
When
she's coming?
released?
Will we be notified that she is coming?
Well, I don't know, but she will have to be with law enforcement. So I don't think law
the
enforcement
question
has to
is will she
notify
just-
you, but she can't just show up to the
Will
house
she
by
just be
herself.
allowed to show up with law enforcement, or can we be notified that she's going to show up? Because
No, I
we don't
can't-
want to be there when she's there.
Okay,
We'd like to know when she's coming so that we can leave.
I
Somebody else will be there, but my daughter and myself don't want to be there. We're terrified of this woman.
Well, if law enforcement comes, then you can tell them that you want to leave, but I can't order law enforcement to contact you before.
Okay. All right.
I
That
can't
was-
order another agency to do something.
I understand.
Okay? So I
That's-
can only
yeah.
have control over her,
Okay,
and she can't contact you, so she can't call you and say, I'm coming over,
yes, I
because she
understand.
can't have any contact with
No, that's
you.
fine, I just wanted to know.
Okay, so
Okay.
law enforcement will be with her. If they're not, then she's in violation of my order.
All right.
Okay?
Okay,
All right, Mr. Mason.
thank you
good
so
luck.
very much.
Donna,
Thank
have
you,
you
ma'am.
briefly heard about bond?
Sure.
So she's on pretrial release, so she's getting monitored. We have the no contact in place to protect the alleged victims in this case. My client has no criminal history, no juvenile history. She stated to me that she's unable to afford her bond or have anyone to post that bond for her. I would just ask the court to consider a straight pretrial release.
PD form. I'm not going to do straight pretrial release. Based on my review of she has a couple injunction petition files that have been filed, one of which is one of the victims in this case.
Okay.
I'm also looking at her affidavit. She makes $400 a week. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is that after taxes?
She has a bank account. There's not information about what's in it if you want to take some testimony, but,
All right, I'll have her sworn in.
all right. Please raise your right hand to be sworn in. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes. Yes.
How much money do you have in your bank account?
About 300.
$300. Is that all the money that you have to your name?
Yeah.
You make $400 a week? Is that, you got to speak up in
Yes.
Is that before or after taxes?
After taxes. After taxes.
And you don't have any family or friends to help you post bond?
I have a friend that I can call, but I don't have his number.
You don't have a number?
On
Do you own a car?
No.
Did you receive any other income?
No.
Do you have any
No.
children?
No.
And
Do you not receive another $100 in assistance?
Well, yeah, EBT, yeah.
EBT? But isn't that that's just for food though?
Yeah,
right?
that's food.
Right, but you asked if she got any other income.
But that's
Okay.
that's income. Yeah.
Yeah, so you receive food stamps basically?
Yeah.
And that's only for food, right?
Yeah.
You don't have any children, do you?
No.
You support yourself, like you don't have any help from like your parents or anything?
No.
And you pay all your own bills?
Yes.
Are you in school?
Yes.
What school do you go to?
Gwinnett Institute. I'm a nursing student.
And where do you work at?
I work at Courtyards of Orlando, a nursing home.
All right, no, I had no further questions.
I
Donna.
couldn't hear anything she said, the last couple of things she said.
I work at a nursing home, Courtyards of Orlando.
And what school do you go to?
Gwinnett Institute. I'm a nursing student.
And you pay all your own bills?
Yes.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Bush?
What is your rent?
$400 a month.
And you make $400 a week.
Yes.
Roughly, what are your monthly bills?
I have rent. I have my phone bill. About $500.
A month. And you don't have a car, so you don't have a car payment.
No.
And
I recently bought a scooter, a motorcycle, and I'm working mechanically on that as well. So that's where some of my expenses are going to this month.
so, but you don't have any payments on it, so
No, not as yet.
it's free and clear.
Yeah, it's just not registered as yet.
So that's additional property that you have.
Yes.
And is the only thing that's stopping you from reaching out to your friend that could help you is that you just don't have the number available right now?
Yes.
Have you called any bail bondsmen?
No.
I have no further questions, thank you.
Can I make a statement?
No.
And, Your Honor, I believe Mr. Mason wanted to address, I believe, the court again.
Okay?
Well, my fear
I
is.
I can't hear you, Mr. Mason. You got to talk into the microphone.
My fear, Your Honor, is this person is violent, that she has attacked us with a weapon, and what is to assure my daughter and myself that this person will not show up with a more lethal weapon, that she has proven to at least me and my daughter that she is a violent person, and that I think that.
Okay. I think I got that from you
Okay.
in your testimony as well as in the affidavit,
All right,
okay?
yes.
And I have ordered her to not have any contact with you, and she can't possess weapons or firearms or any ammunition.
Yeah.
She can't go back there unless it's with law enforcement to get her things, and she has to maintain a separate residence. That's all I can do in terms of conditions of release. I've also ordered pretrial release, supervision. Now we're just dealing with the fact of whether or not she can afford her bond and whether it's reasonable based on what she has as her income and what she's got in a bank account. And so that's the testimony that's being taken right now.
I
So,
see.
Mr. Thompson, what is your argument as to bond? What are you asking for?
I would ask for straight pretrial release.
I'm not going to do that.
All right, would you consider, $100 per count, cash? I mean, she has no criminal history. These are basically all allegations.
I understand their allegations.
And you have injunctions in place, and some of them were even denied. What I would, assume that because there was a lack of evidence.
They're not denied. I'm sorry.
Well, have you looked in the court
No,
file, Mr. Thompson?
I don't have that information before me.
There's no lack of evidence. Plenty of evidence.
So what, I'm not going to do straight pretrial release. You want a $100 cash bond
Yeah.
on each count?
Yes.
I'm not going to do that either.
I mean, I've seen worse, Your Honor. And
Okay, Mr. Mason, what is that mark on your face? Is that from the injuries?
That's from her. She had her finger in my eye trying to take my eyeball out. I've been in the hospital.
Yeah, I mean, they went to the hospital, Mr. Thompson. I mean, he obviously has been injured in this case. The injuries are visible. So I am going to stay the bond as I previously set. If she can't make the bond, she has the public defender. They can file a bond motion. I don't think that's an unreasonable bond for purposes of the offense, as well as the fact that there's injuries. Probably could have charged felony battery causing great bodily harm. There's a lot of other things that could have been charged here as well.
you said it's $250 on count one and $100 on count two?
I think it's 2,500, which is the standard bond schedule for the battery on a person 65 years of age or older. All right, thank you, Mr. Mason. I wish you the best.
All right, thank you.
I would reach out to the state attorney's office, okay?
All right, thank you very
She can-
much.
I don't know if Ms. Bush can
And
give you the phone
I
number.
will, a representative has been in touch with the office, but I will give him the ASA's number.
All right, tell me your name, please.
Annette Ortega.
Ms. Ortega, you're here in 2020 CF 14870AO. You're arrested for grand theft third degree of a motor vehicle. I do find that there is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. No contact with any victim or witness, no return to the scene, and the bond will stay at 1,000. 2020 CT 1688W. You're arrested for driving while license suspended for financial responsibility. There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. That bond will stay at 500. You're not to drive without a valid driver's license. Tell me your name.
Leroy Pittman Jr.
Mr. Pittman?
Yes.
You're here in 2020 CF 11532 AO. You were arrested for failing to appear for an arraignment on
Yes.
November 18th, 2020. The judge did revoke the release, set the bond at none. Does he have the PD? All right, you do have the public defender. They're gonna have to file a motion in Division 19 for you, sir. All right, thank you, sir. All right, tell me your name, please.
DeMarcus Reddick, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Reddick, you're here in 2020 CF 14880. You were arrested for trafficking in cocaine over 28 grams with a firearm, trafficking in cocaine over 28 grams less than 200 grams, possession of cocaine with a weapon, possession of a firearm in the commission of a felony, possession of ammunition by a convicted felon, possession of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver with a firearm, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and possession of cocaine and resisting an officer without violence. I find probable cause for counts 2 through 9. I believe the drugs that were located on him, which is the basis for the possession of cocaine and possibly the possession of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver, and the possession of cocaine with a weapon, that was in his pocket. That was 3.4 grams. The other items of cocaine, the 10 pieces of crack rock and a bag of powder and a small bag of powder cocaine. So that was the 67.3 grams and the 5.1 grams. Those were not tested in the affidavit.
Your Honor,
It's the supplement.
The state is requesting
Okay.
24 hours.
All right, so I don't find PC for count 1 and 2 today. I'm gonna give the state the 24 hours to provide the court with the probable cause for counts 1 and 2. So the bonds on count 1 and 2 will remain at 0 and 50,000. I will set bond on count 3 at 150. Count 4 will be 150. Count 5, 150. Count 6, 150. Count 7, 150. Count 8, 150, and count 9, 100. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, no contact with any witnesses, and no weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. So we'll see you back tomorrow, Mr. Reddick, on counts 1 and 2 for the state to provide me additional probable cause. Unfortunately, you don't have the bond in count 1 today, okay? So we'll see you back tomorrow.
Yes, ma'am.
And, Your Honor, I didn't hear the bond for count 3.
For count what?
For count 3, was that 150 as well?
Yeah, I set all the subsidiaries. I kept count 2 at 50,000 and count 1 at none.
All right, thank you.
Till tomorrow. Tell me your name.
Niraj Shah.
All right, Mr. Shaw. We're going to be calling Tracy Kagan.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, she's gonna appear by phone today
Yes.
for you. Oh, okay. Good afternoon, Ms. Kagan. This is Judge Wish. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah to you as well.
Okay, I have Mr. Shaw in front of me, so he is charged in 2020 CF 14384 with a grand theft third degree that was pursuant to a warrant. Are you filing a notice of appearance in this case?
Yes, we probably did this morning. It hasn't reached the portal. But this is, I spoke to the intake attorney. This will be consolidated. Or actually, there's a misdemeanor that's from the same set of facts.
I did see that. That's the hold on him. I'm not going to take any action on that because of the dates of the offenses either way. It looks as though this grand theft is based on offenses that occurred between April 19th and May 13th, and on the other case he was seen by a judge on the 25th of May. So I'm not going to take any action. I can't legally take any action either way based on the date of the offenses, okay?
Well, I was told that there would be no hold on the other case, on the petty theft.
Well, there was, but I'm not going to take any action on it. They did place a hold on him. So that would be released today once we're done with the initial appearance.
Excellent.
Okay?
Thank you.
So, but I am going to stay the bond as set in the warrant at the $2,500.
Okay.
He's not to have any contact with any victim or witness, and he's not to return back to, it looks like, where he was employed previously, the Chevron gas station.
Yeah, not to worry.
Okay.
Not to worry.
Mr. Shaw,
Yeah.
do you understand all of that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the hold will be lifted. I'm not taking any action on that, and just make sure you keep in touch with Ms. Kagan, okay?
All right, thank you, ma'am. I
Okay.
appreciate
Anything
it.
else, Ms. Kagan?
No, that's everything.
All
Thank
right.
you for allowing me to appear this way.
Sure, absolutely. Anything from the state?
Nothing
No?
from the state, Your
Okay,
Honor.
all
Thank you,
right.
Kagan.
You have a great holiday.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, wonderful. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye. All right, tell me your name, please.
Tabanisha Shaw Merritt.
All right, Ms. Shamarat, you're here in 2020 CF 14866. AO, you're arrested for possession of cocaine. There is probable cause. And I'll appoint the public defender, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Where are you living? Are you living in Miami?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so Ms. Shamarat, if I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. It's very important that you listen to what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to order that you get in touch with the public defender within 24 hours of your release, so they know how to get in touch with you, how to find you, okay? Can't miss any court dates. If you miss a court date, you're probably going to get a warrant for your arrest.
Right.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay. You also have a child support writ. I can't appoint the public defender for that case because it's civil issue, okay? But you have a purge amount of $1,800, so you'll have to pay that. But we will also reach out to the Jackson County judge who imposed the writ, and if you're not able to bond out, I think there's a certain amount of days that you'd have to serve before you could get out if you didn't pay the writ, okay? It's probably all on the paperwork that they'll give you as to the writ, okay? So I'm releasing you on the drug case, and then you'll have to deal with the child support stuff, okay?
In here or?
You'll have to pay the money or whatever the paperwork says, but we'll also reach out to that judge as well, let them know you're here, okay? All right, and then we're calling, is this C.R. Smith?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we're gonna call Mr. Reese. So, Ms. Smith, you filled out a form for the public defender, but are you gonna hire Mr. Reese?
Yeah, my mom, I didn't know that she already, so I was just being on the safe side, and I hired of it. But I guess my mom, she already went to him in the morning.
All right, Mr. Reese, this is Judge Wish. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. I don't know. It's hard to hear you. You might have to yell a little bit.
All right, I'll do that.
Okay.
Is that better?
Not really, but it's okay.
Well, I'll yell louder then.
Okay. All right, Mr. Reese, I do have Miss Smith in front of me. She did fill out a form for the public defender, but are you going to be filing a notice of appearance for her?
Yes, ma'am. We represent Miss Smith on the 2018 case, and in the new law case, the 2020 case, My office has been retained. My office has filed a notice of appearance, and I believe that Ms. Smith's family has posted the $1,000 bond. In essence, we're only here to address my hopeful request that the court will not take any action on the 2018 case, which, although it was a serious allegation, there are 3 defense witnesses that indicate that the conduct did not happen. The case is scheduled in front of Judge Beamer, I believe, for mid-January for pretrial and trial. In the new law case that she already posted bond on, Ms. Smith also filed a report against the alleged victim in that case and denies that she committed that conduct. Obviously, she's presumed innocent, and I'm extremely hopeful that the court will not take any action on the 2018 case. She continually maintains contact with my office. She does what she's told. She remains available when I need her, and we are going to need to spend significant quality time together prior to trial, which is just about a month away.
Okay, well, let me call the case.
Okay.
So
Sorry.
she was arrested in 2020 CF 14636, and that was for a felony battery pursuant to a warrant. And a judge found probable cause. They did set her bond at $1,000, and I believe ordered no contact with the victim. I'm also ordering no return to the scene and no weapons or firearms or any ammunition. I could barely hear you about what's going on with the other case. I'm trying to pull it up. I mean, I see it's it's a 2018 case.
Yes, ma'am. All discovery has been completed. We're scheduled for trial in mid-January. I believe pre-trial, if I'm not mistaken, is January 21st. What I had mentioned is that we've got 2 or 3 defense witnesses that were at the incident and have all stated that it did not occur. I don't know how that case is going to resolve. It's unfortunately been bumped quite a bit because of the COVID thing, as well as some other circumstances. The co-defendant has a case that is scheduled at the same time, and he got new counsel, so that was part of the issue as well. But the bottom line is we're scheduled for trial and pretrial just around the corner on that case. He has continually made contact and maintained contact with my office. And in the new law scenario, it's frustrating because after Ms. Smith realized what was sort of going on in this matter, not only does she deny that she did anything wrong, she's also filed a report. And, I don't know what judge is going to deal with that potentially as well. But I understand from speaking to a witness that she was defending herself, and I'd ask the court not to take any action on the 2018 case.
Okay. So, Ms. Smith, it's if you get picked up again on anything, your bonds are going to get revoked in both the cases. Okay.
I know,
I mean,
ma'am.
that's just probably what's going to happen. You've got 2 serious offenses. Obviously, you've been keeping in touch with Mr. Reese. He's explained to me what's going on with the posture of the case.
Yeah, I put in a
So I don't want you to say anything on the record. I'm sure Mr. Reese doesn't want to either. I just want you to listen to me and make sure you understand. You can't have any contact with the victim, and I'm also adding any witnesses. You cannot go back to that location. You can't possess weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. Okay? You got me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Keep in touch with Mr. Reese. I won't take any action on the case. I've given you the warning. I've let you know if you come back and I see you, I will definitely be revoking the bonds on your cases. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Reese, anything else?
No, ma'am. Thank you for allowing me to appear telephonically. Hope you have a nice holiday.
All
and
right.
Ms. Butch, the same.
Happy Hanukkah.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Oh, he's got 2 cases? Okay. All right, tell me your name.
Brian Robert Stenard.
Okay. Mr. Stenard. Let's see, you are here in 2020 CF 14859AO. You were arrested for burglary of an occupied dwelling, possession of burglary tools, and petty theft, and criminal mischief. And there is probable cause for those offenses. And I will, I do have a form for the public defender. I'll appoint them to represent you in that case. You're not to return back to the residence. No contact with any victim or witness in the case. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. The bond will stay at $5,000, $150, $100, and $100. You've also got 2020 MM 8903AO. You are arrested for possession of drug paraphernalia. There is probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. I believe that this stems, I don't think that we would want to resolve the other case, Mr. Thompson. I think that it's sort of all one incident, okay? So, I'm gonna stay the bond at the $500. You're out on bond for burglary of a dwelling as well as some other theft offenses. I am going to revoke the bond in 2020 CF 14745AO and set that bond at none at this time. Does he have the PD? I believe you have Mr. Wynn. Okay. So Mr. Wynn will have to file a motion to set bond for you in the trial division in that matter. Separated though. All right, tell me your name.
Richard Woods.
All right, Mr. Woods, you're here in 2020 CF 14833AO. You're arrested for possession of a concealed weapon or firearm by a convicted felon, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, possession of methamphetamine with a weapon, and there is probable cause for those offenses. I'll appoint the public defender. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, no weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. Your bond will stay at $150, $150. Count 2 will be $15,000. All right, thank you, sir.
What's the total bond?
Tell me your name, please.
Keisha McDaniel.
All right, Ms. McDaniel, you're here in 2017 CF 8901. This is a violation of probation. The judge did set the bond at none. I'm going to appoint the public defender. You'll see Judge Whitehead in a couple days for your arraignment.
Okay.
Tell me your name, please.
Miss Christian Rosa.
All right, Mr. Rosa, you're here in 2020 CF 4773AO. It's a violation of probation. The judge did set your bond at none. And you also have a violation of probation in 2020 CF 5673AO. And that bond is also set at none. And I'll appoint the public defender in both of those cases. You'll see Judge Whitehead in a couple days for your arraignment.
Okay. No.
Tell me your name, sir.
Roberto Torres.
All right, Mr. Torres, you're here in 2019 CF 12267. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant for a violation of, or probation. And the judge did set the bond at none. I'm going to appoint the public defender. You'll see Judge Whitehead in a couple days for your arraignment.
Okay. Question. That was it? There's no bond or anything?
I can't change, I'm not changing the warrant. That's something Judge Whitehead might be able to do, or your attorneys can file a motion, but you're a violent felony offender of special concern. So I can't give you a bond even if I wanted to.
Okay. It was
based on
community
your
service
status.
hours. It was community service hours, right?
I believe it may have been community service
Yeah.
hours. I can let you know exactly what the.
Yeah, because I explained to the first
Well,
probation.
I don't want you to say anything
No
that's
problem.
going to incriminate you or. So it's failing to comply with the probation. You were were instructed to complete 2 hours of community service at the rate of 10 hours per month, and you failed to carry out this instruction, and then as well as failing to successfully complete the 200 hours of community service at a rate of 10 hours per month at a work site approved by the officer. It says that your probation officer told you on June 10th, 2020 to complete those hours and that you failed to do so. Okay, so that's something that you can address with Judge Whitehead when you see him in a couple days, okay?
Do you know specifically the date that I'll see him?
I do not.
Okay.
But it should be fairly quickly.
Oh, they'll show
okay?
it on the website, right?
All right, tell me your name.
Daniel Hanson.
All right, Mr. Henson, you're here on a Lake County warrant. And I see a note here. Is this, so are the bonds as stated in the, on the affidavit, or are they? Because it says 2,000 and then counts 2, 3, 4, and 5 are 150, and then count 6 is 2,000. And there's a note that says
the 150 is a blanket bond.
the what?
Is that the note that you see?
Yeah, I'm looking at the note. It says that count 1 through 5 was listed as bond of 2,000. I spoke with Supervisor Paul Wright, who stated this was a blanket bond, and for us to receive it as stacked bonds for 2 through 5 and close them out. I don't know what any of that means.
Yeah, I see that 4 of the counts were closed out, the 150 bonds.
So it's 2,000 and on count 1 and 2,000 on count 6?
Yes.
Okay. So we're trying to figure out what because it's out of county, so I think you have a $4,000 bond on one case, and then you have another out of county, out of Lake County, and that's a different case number, and that also has $2,000 bonds on each count. So is that, so he's a total of $8,000, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so it looks like it's a total of $8,000. Okay, so I'm gonna appoint the public defender here, and and Lake County's, I think they're transporting, so if you're unable to bond out, I think that they'll come pick you up fairly quickly. If you're able to bond out, you can bond out, okay? But you have the public defender if you have any questions.
Okay, can you tell me what the charges are, please?
I don't know. Oh, and I'm sorry, Mr. Hanson has reporting requirements. I did not see that. Mr. Hanson, I do have to advise you of your reporting requirements, so make sure when you get out, or if you bond out, you do report as required, okay? Tell me your name, please.
That's Isa, ISSA.
All right, sir, you have a Polk County warrant, and the judge did set the bond at none. And so I'm gonna appoint the public defender here to represent you. And Polk County may come and get you. If not, we will still reach out to Polk County in the meantime, okay? But you have the public defender, okay?
Can you tell me how long before they come?
No, I can't. I'm sorry, because we're
Do
in the
they
middle
have-
of we're in the middle of a pandemic.
I know, so they don't have certain time that they should come?
Nope, not right now in a pandemic.
So they can leave me here for a month and,
That's why we appoint the public defender, so you have an attorney. They can file bond motions for you if they need to do that,
okay, thank you, ma'am.
okay?
Patrick Johnson, bonded, Your Honor.
All right. Tell me your name.
I'll keep you small.
All right, Mr. Small, you have a Seminole County warrant. The judge did set your bonds at none. I'm gonna appoint the public defender here to represent you to help you with your case. We'll reach out to Seminole County to see if they'll give you a bond, but you are a violent felony offender of special concern. I don't know if they will. But you do have the public defender, so Seminole County may come and get you fairly quickly if you, okay?
Yes, ma'am. So you saying when would I have a bond? You're gonna reach out to them and I have to go over there?
Yeah, we will reach out to them, but they'll probably come and get you. They may come and get you before we're able to
Reach out?
communicate.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Thanks. Afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon. Are you Anthony Lewis?
Yes.
Okay. All right, Mr. Lewis, you're here in 2020 CF 14764. This was a warrant for possession of cannabis over 20 grams and possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver. And I will appoint the public defender, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'm also ordering no contact with any witnesses. You've been trespassed from that location. I think it's the Quick Stop. You can't go back there. Abide by the trespass warning. I'm gonna stay the bonds as set in the warrant. I'm not revoking, and that's $1,500 on each count. I'm not revoking your release on your other case, okay?
Can I speak
It
on
looks
that?
like, is there a failure to appear?
No, the bondsman came off it. They endorsed the case.
Oh, so will he be seen tomorrow?
Um,
Ma'am,
I don't believe so. One moment, let me check.
There's a note on here that just says failure to appear capious not yet in Tiburon. I don't know what that means.
They have him being seen on that today.
He was arrested in court.
And then they gave me a failure to appear.
I don't, yeah, we don't, I don't.
I came
it's
to
not-
court for a trespass and yesterday, and before I even got to the court, I went to the place where they tell you what courtroom, and they arrested me for the warrant from October. I've been to jail like 3
For
times
the
before.
cannabis stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I was here for my trespass court date yesterday morning, 7:30, and they gave me a failure to appear while I was in jail. And the officer who arrested me said that he was going to confirm with the judge that I was arrested, and then he came and told me he confirmed. Then that's why I didn't bond out last night, because I was afraid that you guys would try and give me another warrant when I was at court.
All right. I do show that the arrest affidavit was at the Orange County Courthouse. Okay. So Judge McGinnis did issue the failure to appear. I don't have any court minutes. It's just listed there as failing to appear. Do you want to try to resolve it today? Was that what you were trying to resolve it? Can we resolve it, Ms. Bush?
I don't know, Your Honor. I'll have to pull it up.
Let me.
So the failure to appear?
There was
To
an
the trespass,
information
yes.
filed. And it's a trespass in an occupied structure at the North Lane Plaza, 5100 North Lane. Do you want to Mr. Lewis, before we go further and I make Ms. Bush do any work on it, do you want to try to resolve the trespass?
Yes.
Okay, we'll see if we can do that. Okay.
Anything else? Yeah. So you missed court and gave your failure to appear. Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
I didn't see the judge.
I just need one more moment.
Sure.
so sometimes judges.
Oh, I forgot my drink.
Yeah, she got arrested as a failure to appear. But they got
The trespass almost looks like the two cases dovetail. But I just need to make sure that.
It's at North Lane Plaza.
It almost appears that,
It's a cell phone store clerk.
yeah, but it almost appears that this warrant case actually came from the same set of, because there's,
Well, this
Facts
occurred on
that say
11/8.
that they-
That occurred on 11/18. This is October 3rd.
okay, that's what, all I'm trying to.
Yeah, they're two. Well, this is October. That's November.
I just saw the facts that they smelled cannabis.
Judge, when it says you told me not to speak to any witnesses or
I would not talk about the facts of the case. Mr. Thompson's trying to protect your rights. He can talk for you. That's probably better for you. We're gonna try to see if we can resolve it. You got to give us a second.
Yeah, if we're gonna resolve it, it don't matter.
And, Your Honor, the state's offer would be an adjudication of guilt, 7 days Orange County Jail, credit for whatever time he has, no return to the scene, and abide by any trespass warnings, no contact with witnesses or victim, and cost of investigation to the Orlando Police Department in the amount of $106.12.
Okay. Do we know how much credit for time served he has?
He has 4 days.
4?
Your Honor.
Okay. So the offer is 7 days. You have credit for 4 days. So I think you would get out Saturday.
I don't want to do any jail
Saturday?
time, ma'am. I don't think that's fair.
Okay, well, Mr. Lewis, that's the offer, okay? If you don't like it, you don't have to take it. I'm not gonna sit here and negotiate with you. Otherwise, I can't change the capias, and it looks like you're gonna have to address that. I know you were arrested at the courthouse, but that's Judge McGinnis's, he may have issued the capias knowing that you were arrested. And I don't know if it's a no bond. I don't have any information in the court file about what the bond is, if there's a bond. Do we know? No?
I show it in the system right now as an endorsed bond with a $250 bond attached to it. That's what I see.
Okay, I just, yeah. So you can either take the offer, or you can deal with the trespass on a separate day, and your attorneys can file a motion with Judge McGinnis, or when you come back into court.
I don't want to settle it today.
Okay, so, I'm not gonna take any action on it.
Can I bond out?
Yeah, you have bonds. I don't know about the other case, if you have no bond in that. I don't know. Okay, anything else?